Hey everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play SoulBlazer with DarkDragoon. Last time we did some freeing people from the underground castle and finished that up, and we were a little stuck on where to go next. So, this episode we're going to wander around and we're going to talk to some animals and people and figure out what exactly is going on. So, first of all, we're going to talk to this goat. And apparently some kind of gourmet goat who will only eat food sold at the tool shop. So, alright, well why don't we run over there to the tool shop? Well, we know the woman only sells medical herbs, but maybe her son can help us out. Oh, we would love to buy some goat's food. But we would not like to pay $1 billion. And so his mom will give it to us for free. Cool. So we'll run down here, equip our goat's food. You can see goat's food from the tool shop. And we're going to feed it to this goat. Why? Because we like helping out goats, apparently. Ah, because the goat will tell us a secret. Aha. Alright, so apparently the goat's going to tell us that we can get into the painting by using an item which belonged to the person who made it. Could that involve Leo's paintbrush at all? Good question. This goat's going to tell us that the village chief was swallowed in the painting, so things are beginning to come together, I think. Let's talk to this guy here. His name is Gotti. He's an architect. He's important to talk to because, well, like he says, if we come back later, he will do something nice for the town. Aha, so apparently the house on the hill is where this painting is. So let's do what all the townsfolk have been suggesting we do, and equip the paintbrush as we have already done, walk up to the painting, and as you can see, Ark is dragged into the painting. So here we are inside the painting. First thing we're going to face here is some weird birds. And they're pretty much just going to fly straight at us. I imagine that's sort of what birds do. Wow, there's sure a lot of them. Wow. Alright, that done. I can actually talk about where we're at. Here we are in the world of evil. This is essentially the painting that Dr. Leo painted. I don't know why he's painting pictures of evil worlds, but hey. Oh, and as we can see, the architect must be done with what he's been working on. But that'll be more important later. So we'll hit these and move right in. Okay, so these are one of those monsters that I was talking about last episode. The ones that sort of seem like they don't have a lair, but these guys quite in fact do. They in fact occupy that lair right there. So we're going to kill all these. These are kind of a different breed, I guess, of those flaming braziers that fired fireballs at us. I don't know why they felt like they needed to put a different version of them in, but hey, we'll just sort of go with it. So we'll run up these weird carpets. Alrighty. These guys here, they will pretty much walk a little bit, and then they will start to spin. And after a few moments, as you can see, they'll throw a spear. So if you can sort of just wedge yourself in one spot, sort of where they will stop to do their spin, you can pretty much take them out with relative ease. Not too bad. They pretty much are going to work out for us here. Just not doing anything too complicated. Alright. Who will we release now? A lonely goat. Aw, it's sad. We'll have to see if we can't find that goat at home later. First, we will continue. And we will run into some more of these birds, which are going to be a little pesky. You can see that they don't really care about flying into walls. They don't appear to obey any sort of collision rules, so you might take a little bit of damage on them, unless you can sort of find a good spot again. Alright, that'll do. So we'll run up here, grab this, release Ivy. Now that Ivy will lead down to something important later, but we have to do a couple things before we can really worry about that. Alright, so I'm pretty sure this is a medical herb, so it doesn't really do us any good since we already had one, but if we didn't, it would be nice and conveniently there for us. Whoop. Another weird type of creature that a little ambiguous about how the layer works there, but pretty much you have to kill them to get through, so it's not too big a deal. Now, as I'm killing these guys here, you'll notice this thing that's sort of hovering around this block. This is one of those things that I think it was one of the random gems mentioned the idea that there were some monsters we wouldn't be able to defeat until we had a special type of sword. This little thing is one of those. I'm not going to tell you what kind of sword we need to kill them, but there's a pretty big clue in the sound which they make when you hit them. Did you hear that? It sounds kind of like a metal on metal sound. Keep that in mind. We will not be able to do anything about that guy there, and thus access that layer right now, so we'll have to come back later on, much later on, when we have the appropriate item. So, similarly, you'll see there's a lot more of these guys here in this room, so just try to avoid them. Don't take too much damage from them, and don't bother trying to kill them, because you can't. You can't even do it with magic. So, oh, that's nice, we leveled. And we'll release someone. A goat. Man, there's a lot of goats in this town. But, as I said, I made reference some time ago about maybe filling that empty pen with a wild animal, and thus we have. Okay, that layer right there, I'm pretty sure that one belongs to these metal things, so we'll just ignore it. Ooh. Oh! Tricksy things sort of just pop up out of nowhere sometimes. Kill off these birds just like the rest. You can pretty much see that with most of the monsters in this game, they sort of follow some similar patterns, and so you can sort of use a couple of the same tactics. Now you notice that flower wasn't moving like the other ones we've released. Do keep that in mind, because that's a pretty good indicator that we're going to want to check that out and figure out why it's not moving. Because every other flower has been. Oh, we took a whole mess of damage from that, didn't we? Alright, we released a boy, and his tiny little house apparently. So now we actually have something to go check out with that ivy that we released earlier, so we're not going to do that just yet. We're going to keep pressing on. Continue releasing things until we get to a good spot where we can go back. Try to find ourselves a decent spot to kill these guys in without getting hit by these weird metal eyes. There we go. Aha! Now this is the first time I'm able to actually show this to you. Every zone essentially has 3 little nodes here that will teleport you back to the shrine. Once you find them all, they're very convenient ways to jump back very quickly. You can use them when you're low on health, like I just did, to replenish that and not waste your medical herbs. Now, I wonder if maybe we can be a little easy on ourselves, use a little bit of magic. Again, we have plenty of gems, so we're really not losing too much. Another boy. He seems to be guarding a cave. We'll have to figure out how to access that. Actually, right after we empty out the last place we can here is obviously the layer on the right here. That belongs to these metal things, so nothing we can do about that one. So don't worry about it. Don't freak out trying to figure out, oh, how do I get this layer? No, don't worry about it. It'll all come together later. And that will open up the path. Now, this looks pretty important. You can see there's a pretty impressive gateway and some gold thing. So we might want to hold off before we go charging off in there, because that might be something a little more, well, troublesome. So why don't I hop back to town here and figure out exactly everything we just released there before we face that room. First indication of things apparently reincarnate in this world and turn into random animals. Strange, I know, but hey. Okay. So he won't let us by without a pass. Well, maybe if we search around we can find a pass. We didn't talk to this tulip earlier. Ah, okay. It pretty much is telling us things we already know. No need to bother with that. Yes, we'll go down here and we'll get to the lonely goat in a little while. First we're gonna hop in here, scare the little boy. Apparently there's some treasure nearby. I wonder what that could be. See this flower that's not moving? Run into it until it moves, and that's what we'll find. And why not, while we're here, we'll pop out the dream rod, see what the flower's dreaming. Apparently it's dreaming about the world of evil. I don't know why. It's pretty strange, but hey. Ah, very convenient. Give us a little XP fairy. Who will tell us, essentially, what I mentioned earlier about the special sword that can destroy metal. Return when you have found the sword. Before we do that, let's see if the flower has anything else to say. Oh, okay. It tells us to do something we already know about, and then the jewel will repeat exactly what it already said. So we'll try to rush our way through that. A little bit of dialogue. And go back to Grass Valley. For some reason, it feels it necessary to pop us at the entrance of the underground castle. I'm not sure why. Here we go. As you can see, and as I mentioned earlier, the architect has finished his work and has built a little wall around the town, which is kind of cool. So we're going to do one more thing before we rush off into that room. Talk to this poor little goat. Oh, he will lead us around town and tell us some stuff. But, you know, I don't think I'm going to follow it because we've pretty much already gone over all the things this goat's going to show us. So instead of following the goat, we're going to come up here, take out our pass that we uncovered from underneath the flower, and show it to the boy. Get out of his way. Run up here through this cave. I wonder what we're going to find. Doesn't appear to be anything here. What? What is that? A strange bottle. Basically, we can hop over, take a look at what that strange bottle does. Strange bottle, you will not lose any gems should your life meter reach, well, it should say 0, but I don't really understand why it doesn't. But basically, if you have this thing equipped, when you die, you will die, unfortunately, not use your medical herb, but you will not lose any of your gems that you had saved up. So, kind of nice, worthwhile to go ahead and equip if you have one. And you don't have any medical herbs, just in case, you might as well pop it on there, and if you die, hey, no big loss. So, actually we don't need to go this way, do we? We can, since we open up that side passage, we can just go right to where we need to be. So you can see what happens. Okay. Now, I'm going to run in, and right when we do, I'm going to hit pause so you can see, holy cow, what is that thing? The first boss. So you can see there are these little things with arrows on them. These are conveyor belts, so you'll notice if you get on them, you will be whisked in the direction of those arrows. Now, This guy looks like he's made out of metal, but he's not. Don't worry, you can kill him now. And you need to. So, let's get to that. Crab walking will be our friend here, as they will help us avoid fireballs, and will also help us defeat him. Now we're probably going to take a fair amount of damage as we fight him. But because of the nature of these conveyor belts, it's sometimes easier just to sort of run back and forth and just keep your sword out while you're crab walking. That way you will continuously do damage and you don't have to worry about spamming a button. You can just worry more about your forward and backward momentum. Now, as I said, I'm taking quite a bit of damage here. You'll notice magic does nothing to him. Make sure very briefly that we have our medical herb equipped, because that would be very sad if we didn't. You see this guy fires a lot of fireballs. Sort of lure him out to the side. Rush up, let the middle conveyor belt zoom you back out of his reach. Sure, we're gonna sort of reposition ourselves here. Getting pretty close to taking him down. Whoa. Oh, that was close. Like to live a little dangerously. And he goes down. And to wrap it up, we'll hit the lair and release the village chief. He has something to tell us, so come back to his house. I could wrap it up there, but I think what we'll do is we'll talk to the chief and wrap this episode up with us being ready to move on to the next area, to be quite honest with you. So we'll just run back here. I don't know why they don't just teleport us back. That would be highly convenient after fighting the boss, but at least that little teleporter isn't too far away. So we'll go in here. You'll see, oh, where's the old woman? She's gone, apparently. He feels as though he's been surrounded by darkness. In that darkness, he heard his best friend Leo told him to give this brown stone to a person named Ark. Again, I'm not sure how all these people know our name, but just go with it. This is a stone that I received from him the day before he disappeared. Ark received the brown stone. And we'll get some very dramatic master's booming voice. I'm not sure if this person can hear this or if it's just in my head. Who knows? He will tell us a little bit about what exactly the stone is for. Key to open the world of evil. This is where Death Toll lives. Come back to me with a stone. So we will run back down, hop into our portal, talk to the master. A voice came from above. The brown stone you received is one of 6 stones in this world. When all 6 of these stones are gathered, the gate leading to the world of evil shall be opened. Now, we must go to Greenwood, where the next stone awaits. So, that is where we will call this episode, with us hopping into this thing to move. And you can see, here we are in Green Valley, hopping down to Greenwood. Doesn't look too green right now, but in our further adventures we will definitely change that. So that is where we'll wrap up episode 3 of Let's Play SoulBlazer. I hope you guys had fun watching, and tune in next time. See you all later.